Hello YouTube, it is Damien, it is the Rise of a Nation, it is episode 103 and I can't stop smiling. We have a Wonder Kid that's come through the youth intake. He's actually not labelled as a Wonder Kid, which is a bit of a joke in itself, but we've just been chatting for the last half an hour about what we're going to do with this squad, what we need to sign in order to get the save to that next level. Well, that happened. Hello MIKKEL WURTZ. He's from Sevenborg, and like Lars 2 years ago, we get a star-studded striker. Our forward, he can play in the hole. Oh my god, shadow striker him. I literally said a star shadow striker could be in the making. This guy could play shadow striker. Oh, chat, what do you reckon? Shadow striker him? Get him on a mate. Don't worry. Hello, boys. Get him on a contract. Yes, contract him. What do you want? Whatever you want. I don't care. Whatever you want. Breakthrough prospect. Yeah, mate. Don't worry about it. You've contract, mate. Full-time contract. On like 200 a week. 3-year deal. Right? Optional extension. 2 years. It's a very good offer, mate. Just, yeah, whatever. 5-year deal. Could you... Shadow striker? Shadow striker, anybody? I literally just said that maybe it's Beho hasn't been good enough. Albright's back a line. Let's get a star shadow striker in. Well, the guy can play it. He's got good off the ball, good finishing, can't really dribble, great headering, 5'10". To be fair, I see this guy very much as a poacher, out and out. But, wow. What have we just seen? I do not believe it. The rest of the intake's shocking. It was not meant to be a good intake. What has gone on? Work on the physicals and the concentration. We're laughing. I personally think if he's going to play shadow striker, he needs some bloody vision. I do not believe... Oh my god, Wurtz, where are you? Is Lars still going to be like the thing? Apparently Jochen Wind is now my key prospect. That makes no sense. It's been Lars for the last 3.5 years. By the way, you guys are probably wondering where Lars is. He's on loan, and he is looking very good on loan. Very good. No, Lars is having a pretty good loan deal. Well, he's not having a good loan deal at Nords, but he's developing. Man, like, we have got some footballers coming through. You know, Lars is only 17. Is it time that we get Lars and Wurtz into the first team? Compare him to Lars. Yes, let's compare him to Lars. I'm in shock. I am legit in shock. Look how good Wurtz is, though, at 16 years of age. Like, he's not too far from aerially. Technically, he's got better speed. Phew. Like, Lars is probably that little bit better. As an out-and-out poacher. Same finishing. Better first touch from Wurtz at a young age. Same headering. Lars has got better technique, but we can train on that. Lars got better off the ball, better composure. He makes better decisions in anticipation. Physically, Lars is an absolute monster. Like, Lars is a monster. I really do think next year Lars plays over Zahora. And we'll get Lars growing at 18 years of age. I think that's what we do. I really want these two to play in a Champions League final together. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. I do not believe what I've just seen. We have got MIKKEL WURTZ. What a player. We need to start playing two strikers. I just can't fit two strikers into this system, man. I cannot get two strikers to work this year on FM. Is anyone else thinking 4-1-2-1-2 narrow right now? Is there anybody else anyone else that's thinking 4-1-2-1-2 narrow right now? I just sucked for Fran, because what the hell do you do with Fran? Because he's unbelievable. We might need to play some asymmetric system. Tor. An asymmetric system. Anyone else thinking that right now? Could we go asymmetric, like Sunderland asymmetric? And think of like playing like two strikers, a winger, and this and that. And like this. Does anybody else think we could play something like that? Something stupid like that? And like just play him a bit offset? That could be really, really, really interesting if we do something like that. Focus play down the right. Get Neff going as the attacking fullback. Get George, Diarra and Marquez to sit. Kenny in the hole to sit. And then have Albress be high. Oh, boys, are we talking some filth here? We're talking some filth here, aren't we? I don't know how we'd get it to work, but far out, there's an asymmetric system in there somewhere. All right, let's just get the boys back into shape because we're not doing that right now. There is something in that. Wow. There's things to think about. We're going to time on a full contract. YouTube will be back with him on a full deal because you want to see that. And yeah, full deal, 5-year deal. Man United, if you want him, 100 million. Wow. That you know what? You know what I said about the end of the last episode? If we made progress, we made fucking progress because as much as we got out in the Champions League, we got this guy. That's progress, boys. How 3-4 days can change it. What a player. Oh, God. Welcome back, YouTube. We had Wurtz tied down to a professional contract just before we played AGF. We hammered AGF in the end. It was actually 2-2. We were 2-0 up at half-time and conceded 2 goals pretty quick. But we did score 3 late goals to win that one there easy. He came on at half-time as a shadow striker in Wurtz. He is now our key player. Of course he is. And we're going to work him on his passing. Me and the chap had a bit of a chat, Great. You know what I mean. But we're thinking he's definitely striker. I think what we need to do in the initial is that he will physically develop anyway. Get him working on his passing as quickly as possible. Get that passing to the 10-11s. Get that vision up and get that technique up at the same time. And then naturally get him working on his physicals. Get him working on the pace. Then get him working on his the rest of everything. If we can get those physicals, very quick, and then get the rest into the 10s and 11s, which I think will happen with a guy this good, then yeah, I'm really happy with him being in. But I really think he's really good. I'm going to add him into the striking one as well. And I'm lost for words. I don't know what we do with him. By the way, in terms of us, we've done well. And just to not be outdone, Lars has played again. He's not having a good time out there at Nords, but what is happening is that he's playing first-team football, which is really good, and he's been developing his mentals by playing, and he has been looking, to improve the technicals as well. The one thing I am worrying that he is playing but not really improved is the physicals. I would like Lars to kind of get on a roll and, start scoring goals himself, but what's the best way to get Lars and Wurtz in the same team? Because we have 2 world-class, wonder-kid potential strikers, and we need to get him, going. Also, it's important to note that Wurtz is is he just Danish? Yeah, he is. Okay, because if he had another nationality, I would call him up the time down. But we need a national team report on him ASAP as well. But yeah, look, it is what it is. I'm very happy with how things are. And the fact of the matter is that we're going to probably win this league easy. And we have got a pretty good player there in... what's it called? We've got a good player there in Lars as well, but we've also got a better player in Wurtz. And just you guys let me know what the best way is to do it. In terms of for the rest of this episode, I didn't know what it was going to be, really. It's too important for me not to come back. So what I'm thinking is that I might give you like the second leg of the Nords game, see us make the Sidebank Pockley final, and just do a bit of a recap. I think that's what's going to happen. But this episode is solely down to one of the better regions that I've got in the recent times on FM. MIKKEL WURTZ, what a player. I'll see you guys YouTube for a recap of the Nords game and what's been happening. And if Wurtz scores, you'll see the goals here. Because I'm going to be using him a little bit, I reckon, this season and definitely next. Welcome back, YouTube. It is Damien, and it is the second part of this episode, which is basically all about one man, Mr. MIKKEL WURTZ. What a regen. He's also scored his first goal for the club. I'm going to show you that one there in a second. But what he has forced me to do is change system. I am going to trial this one out. He's going to learn to play false 9. To be quite fair, I feel like because he knows how to play like in here and in here, he makes a very good false 9. I do feel like we can get the passing up very quickly, get them into the 11 and 12s, the vision up to 11 and 12s. work on his dribbling and then his physicals, which I think will just come by playing a lot of minutes as well. I do think he's really going to become quite good in the role. I also do see him as an advanced forward in the future. If he can get his passing up, he's got the work rate to do it, and he would obviously be very good in that as well. And then there is the case that I just don't know what you do with Morton, because Morton for me obviously is a complete forward who is amazing. But more importantly, you got Lars out on loan. And he gives you an interesting option of what you do with Lars, wherever Lars is down here. Because Lars can play complete forward, poach or whatever, but he also is not the worst pressing forward he's not the worst pressing forward. He's also not the worst false nine either, if you have a look at him. The reason why you say he's not the worst false nine is he's 17, he's got the dribbling, he's got the vision, he can pass, he's got good technique, he's also got very good physicals, agility and balance. I really do feel that next year when Lars comes back, Lars starts with Morton up top as a false nine, and we use Wurtz off the bench to be the advanced forward or to go to a poacher to up top when we need to chase games in this system. But I feel like that, keep an eye on Lars. I haven't really called him back. I'm going to let him just play at Nords for the rest of the year because he has been developing at Nords. But next year, Lars, 18 years of age, is going to be starting for us up top. It's going to be very exciting times. And I got asked the question in Discord, why do we have to change the system? The kids are so young. Damien could sell maybe one of them on. You got to remember, though, we want to win the World Cup. And this year's World Cup, 2030 World Cup, which will be one of the episodes coming up shortly. It's not a World Cup I'm planning on winning. It's a 2034, 2038 World Cup. And you've got to remember, that's 4 years from now. Wurtz is going to be 20. Lars is going to be 21. If they've been playing 4 years for me in the Champions League, top flight in Denmark as a young kid, they're going to probably be good enough to play for Denmark by the 2034 World Cup. More than likely, we don't win it. 2038 rolls around and they've been playing for me for 5 years, 6 years. I've sold them on for big money, maybe to Europe, to a top league, or they played with me for 8 years. They're going to be very well developed in one of the best, training / youth academies in Denmark at a minimum, and they're going to be playing Champions League and first team football. For me in the save, it's probably more important to get the Danish kids playing than anything else. And yeah, there it is. Anyway, that's your new system at the moment. I will admit, I am one person to usually stay away from other people's systems or like FM base or any other sort of download tactical system. I've struggled with 4-4-2 or getting two strikers to work this whole FM. I usually am really good. You go back to FM18, HK, there was a lot of success with 4-4-2 that we played. I think we actually played a 4-3-3 and moved to a 4-4-2 in the Champions League final we won. You go to Sunderland, we won the Champions League playing a 4-4-2. And you go to Mess, for many years we dominated with Mess domestically with a 4-2-4 variant, and we're always good in the Champions League. We got FM'd by the Barcelona's Real Madrids of the world for about 4 or 5 years consecutively, which made me switch to 4-2-3-1, which then yielded the Champions League. Obviously, in this stage, we played 4-2-3-1 a lot. I've trialled out 4-4-2s in the past, and they just haven't worked. There's been, I've given them 2-3 games, be a couple of draws and a loss, or, the Barcelona game, this year we tried out a bit more of a counter-attacking 4-4-2, we sit back, we're 3-0 down at half-time, play the 4-2-3-1, amazing. There's still going to be times we will play the 4-2-3-1, injuries and et cetera, et cetera. I just feel like playing this 4-4-2 gets our best players in the team. It gets Fran in the team, Orbris on a Mazzala on attack. He hasn't had a good year. He hasn't had a good year by his standards. It's not been his best year. He's just been a bit average, to be fair, of a guy this good. We just know that if we can get him going, he does work well in the system. He's pretty good. I've put in my own deeper line playmaker. When you load up this tactic, which I think was made by Zaz, on the FM base, do recommend if you don't build your own tactics. I generally do. But because I was struggling so much, I went there, I read about 6 or 7 of them, I ran it from my Discord, a couple of Discords or whatever, and we just settled upon this. On there, they were running a centre mid with a box-to-box and 2 advanced forwards and defensive wingers and all that sort of jazz. The only things that I've kept here is that they had a long throw system. I've never used long throws ever on FM, so I think it's just cool to have them. So I'm going to leave it. I even loaded in my own corners that I've been doing, which is that short corner routine instead of what they had loaded. Because I wanted to play my own sort of way. I just think this gives us a way to play well. I think it allows Wurtz to play for the rest of the year and help him grow at 16, but it also allows Lars to come in, play false 9 and really develop. And I feel like that in Denmark, no matter what we're going to play, we're going to be good enough, we're so far clear. Now, in terms of the results, I started playing it here against Nords. I wanted to get through the Midtjylland-Copenhagen game. Midtjylland, we dominated, as you can see here, but we needed a winner, and Wurtz came off the bench in the 75th minute, and the first thing he did, boys, he put the ball in the back of the net. To be fair, he was a bit lucky because Campbell should have saved it. He did miss a big one-on-one late doors to make it 3-1 as well, but in the end, good build-up play, good move here. Orbrecht, good in the Kenny, into Posberg, into Wurtz from Kenny, and he bangs it in. A young kid scoring his first ever goal for the club. He then beat Copenhagen 2-1, as you can see here in the league. But our first game that we played this 4-4-2 in was this semi-final first leg away from home, and we beat Nords 6-0. Jeppe played quite well. He looked really good to put the goals on. Fran looked amazing. The back four looked good. It was a little bit open. Morton looked good in the advanced forward like he normally does. Zahora played up top. We do look good. Maybe what's lacked in my 4-4-2s is that I've never had short tempo. We've got much higher. We've been passing the space on, because for me that contradicts. A lot of people are using it this year to great effect, so I've turned it on now too, and I see why, because it means that you build up like really pinball-y, really quick, as you can see here. You zip the ball around very quick, but then once the pass is on to get in behind, they put it in behind, so it gives you that little bit more depth. I really do like it, and that goal there epitomises it, and this one here does too. Jefferson gets on it. There's injury to Frank at the moment. Neff puts it into his path, passing it into the space, into the passing channel. It's really good. Here's the long throw. We didn't score from it direct, but I've never had long throws ever. My mate Paulie gets them to work all the time. I never can, so maybe it's a little bit disingenuous by me to use it. I feel a little bit dirty that I've had to resort to, really looking at like 7 or 8 different tactics, take what I think's best, and off you go. But I do liken it to me in real life coaching. I've worked under about 4 or 5 different head coaches. I now have got my own team. I've picked up what I think's best. What's the best pressing trap that I've used? What's the best sort of system to win the ball back? In transition. You pick up all the best bits, and that's kind of what I did throughout the morning and morphed it into this. We looked really good, and look, we got a 1-1 draw in our first league game we played it in against OB. OB have had a really good year and FMing a lot of teams, so credit where credit's due. Mercifully this Hansen, he's not even there. He didn't even play. Interesting. But yeah, look, for me, it is what it is. I thought we were really good. We had 14 shots, 10 on target, different day. Their keeper doesn't have an absolute weldy in Medlin, who's pushing for international selection for me. We win this game. And we still did look decent. We finally got Orbrecht a decent match rating, but, up top, it just didn't really happen. We're going to win the league no matter what. Like, the league's basically done and dusted. It's all about if we're going to do the double, which will be next episode if we do the double. So for me, it's all about just developing this system. I'm more than happy if we lost the final of the cup yet again, because I'm trying out this system. We're going to win the league, playing the system for the rest of the year. We're not going to get caught. So I think this is a good time just to do it. In terms of this game here, am I going to rotate here? When's my next league game? That's my question. My computer's running a bit slow because there's not enough space on the C drive. I also need to check Kyrgios' score here, because Kyrgios is deep in the 5th, and we need Kyrgios. He held again, good boy. We got AAB in a few days' time. Obviously that semi-final still there, but I am going to rotate, and Zahora's going to come in. Thank God we'll go into the deeper line. Albrecht will come in for Biho, who can play this role really well. Kenny can come in on one side. Campbell can stay. Billet can probably come in on the other. Moreno can stay out there. I'll probably get Lodberg in as well. And this is not a bad game to get... this is not even a bad game to get John in as well, right? But rotate. Wurtz can play 60 minutes and get him off of Morton. Neil Jenkins could get a minute out there as well. But, it's not a bad game. We also might even get... Andreas in here for Fran, we might as well fully rotate it. You guys get to see the game and the new system, but at the same stage, not bad. Plus, I understand that they're at this point playing out of position, but they've got to understand they need to learn the position by playing, right? So it is what it is. Also, to my chat, score prediction, but more importantly, if something major happens in the Kyrgios game while I'm filming this deep in the 5th set in the Kyrgios game, which I'm trying to keep an eye on, please let me know. And don't give me no false ones, Ali, because I will ban you instantly. But there we are. In terms of the system, we're going to work to a wing back on defend here. We work Adam Lodberg to wing back on support. Why not? And, the rest will stay the same and we'll be okay. The reason why I've gone with deeper line playmaker and defend is that because if you put them on defend, they will hold. I feel like we're going to have to buy a star deeper line playmaker and defend for next season to get the system really to work. Something that's defensively amazing. It's probably come to the time that maybe Yeppy's not going to win me a Champions League, but Yeppy's a good player to have around the club. Frank Gore's not going to win me a Champions League, but he's not a bad player to have around the club. Biho could win me a Champions League if he develops, but it doesn't really look like he's done the job. We could actually train him to play false nine, which is definitely an option too, right? But yeah, look, for me, it is what it is. We'll just keep doing what we can do, and yeah, anyway, Kenny wins that and thumps it away. Kenny knows how to play centre-back. He's been training it really well. But it's all about just how we win the ball. And as you can see, Thank God gets on it. So Hora, Biho, Jefferson made a good run, was ignored. Good run by Wurtz, good run by Andreas. And even in this system, we do get players running forward. Good ball in. Zahora's not going to miss that. And yeah, even Zahora, we're playing two up top. Zahora can still be used. He's not going to win me a Champions League. But unlike the players I've listed, Zahora knows that he's a backup now. He's on a squad player rotation. Every time we're in good form, he loves seeing that the team's not been rotated because it means that we're going to win more games by not rotating. And he understands his roles to come from the bench and score late goals or to rotate in games like this and just provide depth when needed. So I'm going to keep him around because he's good to obviously mentor Lars and Wurtz, right? But then you look at the rest of the squad and I'm like, what players can we get rid of to really do this? And yeah, anyway, that's a poor throw. But that's the one thing about the long throw in that I don't think I really have long throw in people. I might bin it at the end of the year. It's a novelty thing. It's nice to see me do it. Anyway, bit lucky by Jefferson. Biho hits and he's hit the bar. And it kind of just sums up my midfielders at the moment. They're getting good areas but not scoring. They play key passes and then will be missed and then match ratings don't reflect. So it is what it is. But yeah, anyway, Kyrgios is about to serve it 3-3 for the boys in the chat. This is where you need to really start holding if you nick Kyrgios. You need to really hold as much as you can. Anyway, 1-0 up here, but a set piece here. Probably be Lasse Morch to hit. It is, because he hits a few for me for Denmark when he plays. Anyway, Bondengard, the backup, who has played for me for Denmark as well, has done well. And we will continue on. And thank God flicks away. And, these players are good to have around. And I think my team is just... It's the best team in Denmark, I reckon, now. And if it's not the best team in Denmark, it's the potential to become the best team in Denmark. I still think Copenhagen's roster is just as good as ours because they have very good backup players and very good starters. But I feel like we have the best team in Denmark. And once our team grows because it's young, it'll be even better. I just think in the Champions League, your Thank Gods, your Bihos, your Yeppies, as much as it pains me to say it about Yeppy, your Zahoras aren't going to be good enough. But by me playing this system, I'm going to give Bilek another one, right? Bilek's kind of going out the door this year. That's why I recalled Wurtz. Mate, he knows it's a YouTube episode. Wurtz scores. That's his first goal on stream, boys. There he is, MIKKEL WURTZ, bang. Second goal of the year. What a finish, mate. This is why I want to play him in advance forward, get him a bit more into this thing. But anyway, good ball there. And Wurtz, one touch, left foot, see you later. Bang. I also think he's right-footed, so that's good to see. But for me, I think that we need to get Neil Jenkins on the park because Jefferson's dead. But I personally think that we are, at a stage now where I feel like that we're going to be that good in Denmark anyway. Whatever happens in the Champions League, I don't think the board's really going to sack me if I finish, third in a few groups or whatever. This is not a bad time to probably change the system, get some more younger kids playing that are going to feature for me for Danish international football, as well as here for SFB long term, well, what we're planning for anyway. Good finish there by Troy. So why not do it? Why not do it? What's the worst thing that happens? I change back in a year's time because we might lose the league. May as well do it. And I still think, and you've seen it here, like we've rotated here against the Nord side that's come full strength. And we're 2-1 up, or 8-1 up on aggregate. We have not looked our best, to be fair, but you look at the teams that's playing. Like it's Andreas, it's Jenkins, Lodberg, Kenny, you name it. Right? Morano's taking long throws, so it is what it is. Anyway, that was interesting. I actually think Wurtz had a chance there to score. Backstick, Jenkins. There you go, nice to see. And there we are. Did Kyrgios hold? Oh, no. No. Don't do me to that. Don't do me to that, Nick. All right. Oh, my God, he's into juice. Oh, God, Nick Kyrgios is about to lose. He has not held from juice in the last 3 sets. Come on, Nick. I do not want to see another Aussie lose in 5 in this Australian Open. And the matter of the fact that Nick was 2 sets to love up, I think just for him mentally, it would probably kill him for the rest of the year. That's never a penalty. Thank you for not blowing, referee. In the end, Kenny off the goal line. Good, well done. Wurtz is going to come off here before he gets injured. I thought that was him getting injured then. I'm going to do that and switch that around. Andreas for Yeppy. Yeppy can play out there too. That's not bad. And we'll get to Yatta out there too if I'm allowed to make the change. Yes, because the Yatta's important to get him growing, because I do think next year he could play first team. We also have Gamma coming back from loan, and he can play first team football as well. So expect to see the end of Bilek, really. Anyway, 3-1 win, 9-1 on aggregate. It's good to see. We didn't really dominate like the last game, but you've got to remember, they're learning the tactic. They've got to play it a little bit more. We need, obviously, the quality players need to get out there too. But, yet again, it was clinical, which is good, and a 3-1 win, which is obviously really nice to see as well. But, Wurt scored in the episode. That's what that matters. Kyrgios is down a break point. Kyrgios just got it back to Juice. No, it's back to break point. Oh, God. Don't do it, Nick. If Nick gets broken, it is what it is, man. It would kill Nick Kyrgios, I think. Oh, well done. He got it back to Juice. He needs the hold here. This is massive for the match. He needs the hold. In the end, though, boys, I think I'm really happy with that. Morton picked up a knock. 5 to 9 days. 2 to 3 days for Andreas. He came off with that. Interesting. But we are into another final, and Wurtz looked really good. And, that's the thing. He's right-footed. Hit that with his left. I think his left foot's really good. And, look, I think he's going to be really good, this Wurtz. And that's where we're going to end the episode on that screen there. Look at him. He is so good. We've changed the system based on one guy, MIKKEL WURTZ. That's what this episode is going to be called. If you're excited by him, give it a like. Links down below. Like and subscribe. Next episode is going to be us trying to do the double again. Obviously, last year we should have done it. We got FM'd a little bit in the cup final by Silkenborg. We also didn't play particularly well. Hopefully, we're out for revenge. We're into another cup final decided by Pockley. It is all things looking good here at SFB. And I'll see you next time. Thank you and goodbye.